There's a collection of stories here. The end, interestingly enough, end of this book, or Rabbi Yoel's Fabrengens and a little bit Shiurim, more Fabrengens and Shabbos meals. There's a whole section on Nittel. So we'll read the stories. First one. As is known, Rabbi Yossel Weinberg, the translator of the Tanya, right, into Yiddish, used to give shiurim on the radio, a Tanya on the radio every Motzei Shabbos. And then later, he started to give, when they befabrengt every Shabbos, a chazara of at least the first sikha or something of the fabreng in Shabbos. Every Motzei Shabbos in WEVD in Yiddish. It was quite something. Thanks to shiurim on Tanya, the Rebbe edited his translation, the Yiddish translation, and many important critical notes and amendments. And from that, the English Tanya is direct translation. It's the most meduyik translation. Bekitzer, it's literally edited. Anyway, so he would give the Tanya shir. So it happened once that Motzei Shabbos was nittel. So the Rebbe told him, he asked her to give the shir. What should he do? The Rebbe said the shir should go on like every Motzei Shabbos, but not teach Tanya, but tell Sipurei Tzadikim, stories of Tzadikim, and to find stories with the Teuchen, where the content is, where the Tzadik affected a bittel of Klippa. Because that's Nittel. Nittel is the day of the Klippa of Notzrus. So here's a story told. So one of the stories that he said was with the Alter Rebbe. When he was imprisoned, so hanging around the imprisonment was a young prince from the royal house, the Romanov royal house. He was a cruel young man, and he delighted in frightening the prisons with a whip that he always walked around with. This he took pleasure. Once he raised his whip against the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe looked at him with a penetrating gaze, and it affected him such a weakness, a bahola. He was stunned that the whip, it's like it's a whip with not necessarily a whip with just a stick. There's a word. It's a cane, kind of a cane. It fell from his hand. Years later, he grew up to be Tsar Nikolai. Many years later, the Tzemach Tzedek said about that story. This is fascinating. I'm not going to comment, just the Tzemach Tzedek's words. That the Alter Rebbe affected with his look what his colleagues would affect through speech. Meaning his colleagues, the Rebbeim, the Perlisha Rebbes. And with this look, the Alter Rebbe affected a general break, a shattering of this young, wicked fella. That for many years later, Yidden were able to withstand his gzeiros of the Nikolai Harosha, Tzad Nikolai Harosha, because of this look that the Alter Rebbe gave Nikolai as a young man during that period of the imprisonment. Right, more stories, Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow.